Welcome to the Southeastern Bowhunter Podcast. This is the Southeastern Bowhunter Podcast.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Southeastern Bowhunter Podcast. In this episode, we got my good buddy John from Ace Hardware Social Circle. Call him Big John, my archery daddy, all that stuff. Yeah, man, it was a really good episode. We covered a whole bunch of topics from John's upbringing and what got him to be an archery tech, a coach, and his target archery journey. We talked about a lot of stuff. So it's a really good episode. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you want to watch it on YouTube, it is also on the YouTube channel. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that other crazy stuff. So a huge announcement. If you guys are not on the Southeastern Bowhunter Facebook, man, Prime has really, gosh, dude, I don't even know how to put it other than just the way it is. So you guys know that the original plan was to give away my old bear, my old bear Whitetail Max. Well, I spoke with Brian over at Prime, and they are blessing somebody at the shoot with a brand new Prime Form 30, 60 pounds. It's got a black riser and a scar. I think it's Summit Scar limbs. Somebody is going to leave the shoot with that bow. Now, they are sending it to me, so I'm going to be able to see it. I might post pictures. We'll see. But I'll be able to see what the setting is. Whoever wins it, if the mod that it comes with is not your draw length, we will get that taken care of. But yeah, dude, thank you, Prime, for that. Thank you for believing in me like I believe in y'all. Now, how it's going to work is when you guys come to the shoot, anybody can shoot for this bow. It's going to be 100-yard shot on the elk at Charlie Elliott. I'm going to get a orange sticker to put on the elk itself. That way we all know what to kind of aim at. And it's going to be a 5-shot maximum. So you have 5 shots, all right, to hit that 10 ring. And if you make it in the orange, or if you make it where your arrow is touching the orange, then you are going to be given a ticket. At the end of the shoot, okay, I'm going to pull a ticket out of a hat. And if that ticket number that I pull matches your number, if you hit that shot or if you made that shot and you have a ticket and those two numbers match, you win the bow. So I figure that's the most fair way to do it. I wanted to give it to somebody that really, truly deserved it and earned it. And yeah, man. So the way I look at it, I don't know who's going to get it, but somebody right now listening to this or somebody out there is going to be blessed with this bow, and it's up to the Lord, whoever that is. So that's kind of the big announcement. Super excited about that. Before we get into it with John, got to run through the partners. I'm gonna run through these pretty quick. Remember, there are discount codes and stuff and links to everybody's websites down in the description. So make sure if you want to use some of this stuff, head over to their websites. So yeah, here we go. Sportsman's Empire, the podcast network that we have been working with for quite a while. Got a ton of shows on there. So if you want to listen to more than just this, head over to Sportsman's Empire, check it out. Lone Wolf Custom Gear, I'm running the V2 doubles and the .75 DeQuisto series stand. Actually just got it put together, completely ready to roll like 2 days ago. So if you guys need a new stand, head over to Lone Wolf. They also offer the Patriot series, which is more of like the budget-friendly cast aluminum. The only difference is it's cast, but you're also not going to be getting the same, bells and whistles that the DeQuisto series has. But it's all made by Lone Wolf. It's all made in the USA. Really good quality stuff. Let's see. Next up, Osseo Gear, my camo brand of choice. I'll be running the Leafy Jacket this year. I know that they've got quite a few things out there. In my opinion, Osseo is the best camo that you can run. It's made by bow hunters for bow hunters. Next up, Boutique, best air wraps in the game. G5 Outdoors, I'm currently going to be running the Mega Meet this year. I know there's some things coming down the pipeline I can't talk about, but I'm very excited for what G5 is working on. And I know you guys will be too. So if you need broadheads, head over to G5 Outdoors. Let's see. Next up, Prime Archery. So I already told you guys about the bow giveaway. I'm shooting the Prime Divide 31. Best bow I've ever shot. I had some reservations at first because of going from a 34 to 31, but after getting used to it, man, dude, it's amazing. So if you guys need a new bow and you don't win the new bow, head over to primearchery.com, or I'm sorry, g5prime.com. Check out what they have to offer. You can customize a color. You can order. I think you can order a bow through their website. If you can't, go to your local bow shop and go ahead and order, or actually go shoot some of the primes. I would recommend shooting them first to see if it's what you really, really want. But just remember, guys, nothing aims like a prime. Next up, Dialed Archery. They've got the Proof, which is what I'm running. They also have the non-mover sight, which is the Strike, in a ton of different colors. You can customize it however you want. Let's see. Next up, Moultrie. Going to be doing an episode with Mark next month. My Moultrie cam is working great. Shout out to Chris, who is letting me come to hunt with him this year on one of his properties. He actually started sharing photos with me, and let me just tell y'all, it's looking to be a good season. Chris, you're freaking awesome, dude. And our Moultries are working great. I absolutely love them. So if you guys need new cell cams, now's the time to get it out, okay? So we can start getting inventory on these deer. And who better to trust than Moultrie? Let's see. Next up, Bow Hunting League. I have a huge announcement with them coming very, very soon. I don't know when I can talk about it. I know we're having a meeting this week, but there is some big stuff happening behind the scenes. So once I'm able to share that with you guys, I will. Remember, if you want to be a state sponsor, it's $100 a year, and it gets you quite a few perks. You get, whatever logo, or like the podcast is going to be on every shirt sent to the Georgia hunters that killed a buck that were entered, and the logo is going to be on the back of the shirt. So that's one really cool thing with it. Let's see. Next up, Scrape Doctor. Dude, look, I got my scrapes out last week, and they've already started hitting it. Now, I'm not saying that they're doing rut stuff or acting dominant or anything, but they're checking scrapes, meaning that they're just sort of telling all the deer, hey, we're here. It's like a communication thing for them. So if you get them established now, because when they're established now and you refresh it 3 months from now, it's going to be a lot closer to the rut and pre-rut and everything, that these bucks are going to go to them more. Um, let's see. Next up, Victory Archery. I'm running the HLRs. Catalyst Archery, high quality stabilizers at a low cost. Man, I'm telling you, I love it. And the Catalyst is, I actually got the stabilizers a couple days ago that will be part of the giveaway. So if you need new stabilizers, go to Catalyst Archery. Use the code that's down below. Oh, you know what? Actually, I just realized. That's funny. The looks like the code. Okay, it's there. Sorry, I just had to make sure that it was correct. Oh, actually, I forgot to say the Scrape Doctor code. It is now 15%, so it'll save you 15% on everything that you buy. Back to Catalyst, we have a 10% code for you as well down in the description. If you want to get some new stabs, go to Catalyst. All right. And last but not least is going to be Unbound Archery, which are the strings that I've been using now for a few months. Absolutely love them. Nick can do any string for any bow. He can do any color. You can mix and match colors in the Crayola package, dude. He makes, in my opinion, the best strings that I have personally ever shot. So that is all the partners. Before we get into it with John, got to talk to you guys about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Do it every single episode. All glory to God. Everything that's been happening is not of my doing. Okay. The Prime Bow giveaway stuff, that's all the Lord. All these amazing partners we work with, all the Lord. And there's times that things can seem like they'll never go wrong, right? But obviously life is not like that, right? So if you guys are struggling with anything, and me and Thomas talked about it last week, I'm going to bring it up again. If any of y'all, man or woman, are struggling with anything, and you guys don't know Jesus, try to give them a chance, right? This month is Men's Mental Health Month, so that is something I really want to spotlight a lot this month. And I will say, having my own mental struggles, like everybody else does, knowing that Jesus is with me makes it a lot easier. Like when I feel like everything's falling apart, the podcast to me might not seem like it's doing good, or I get my head about it, I always turn to Jesus, and he gives me a peace that I really don't have words for. So yeah, the Lord's amazing. He died on a cross for you, for me, for everybody listening, for everyone that's not listening. He died on that cross so that those who believe in him can have eternal life with him when our time here is over. And, whether you want to hear it or not, we're not going to be here forever. Okay. So it's very important to have a relationship with him. Um, Man, I just got to end it with saying all glory to God. So that's the intro. This episode with John was a lot of fun. We're going to do another one I don't know when, but sometime soon. And yeah, so enough of me rambling on. Let's get into it with John from Ace Hardware Social Circle. Ready?
Yeah, I think so.
Say something in the mic again.
Is this thing on?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn
You
it up
need
just
to
a smidge.
give me a little bit.
Yeah, so those of you guys that are watching, we have my archery dad here. This is what I call him. Mr. John from Ace Hardware Social Circle. One of the best bow techs that I know. Taught me a lot of the stuff that I know, helped me with my grip problems, deer stuff, marital issues, financial struggles. Yeah, just pretty much everything. So, dude, thank you for coming over here.
Oh, no problem,
Yeah,
man. You know.
I honestly was getting a little nervous, because I texted you and you were like, "Yeah, we'll see how the day goes," and I'm just like,
Well, I was planning on coming, just not sure when, what
"Yeah."
time was.
Well, that's what was funny is Jess was asking. She was like, "What time is he coming?" I was like, "I don't know." I mean, she was like, "You didn't tell me time." I was like, "I did, but
We were trying to get done earlier too, so that was
yeah,
some of it.
yeah." Well, because I mean, what time is it right now? 6:07. I mean, I
Hmm.
typically don't record these for another hour and a half.
I know.
So,
So,
but yeah, it's your first time on the podcast, just you. I
yep,
think you and I did an episode. It was kind of wasn't
a
it like a,
joint episode.
yeah, yeah, with you and me and who else was there? Was it Robbie?
Maybe, or yeah,
I
probably.
think it was Robbie.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was a George Archery
Yes.
slash Southeastern Bow Hunters
Yeah. Which Georgia
Joel
Archery is
Burger.
your podcast.
That is my podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before we get into like what you do
Hmm.
and all that stuff, obviously people know you're a archery tech, big in the target archery stuff, which I am not. But who are you? Who is Big John?
Well, let's see. This is in the archery world. I have been a certified coach for over 25 years.
Certified.
Hmm.
Wow, I didn't know you had to get certified.
Yeah, so I've been a certified coach for over 25 years. But let's go farther back. I started hunting when I was a kid.
Mhm.
My uncle decided he wanted to hunt, and of course, my dad couldn't be outdone, so he wanted to hunt. And so they both got me hooked on hunting.
Mhm.
Um, I shot my first deer with a single barrel 20 gauge shotgun at 11 years old.
Wow.
Um, then my uncle had tried bow hunting
Mhm.
and put it in the closet. And well, when he put it in the closet, I said, "Can I try that?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Ugh." 11 years old trying to pull this thing. So my goal was to be able to shoot that bow.
Yeah. What was the
And
drop weight on that?
I don't know what it was. I really don't.
Heavy.
It's yeah. I backed it down. The draw length was too long. Everything else like it was. But that's what got me hooked on bow hunting was that,
Yeah.
And so I killed deer with that, aluminum arrows,
Oh wow. So this is like
yeah,
back in the day.
for sure. Yeah. So when I was 13 years old, I killed my first deer with a bow.
Dang. Doe or buck?
Doe.
Okay. How
So
big?
um
Just regular size.
yeah, regular, probably 100 pounder.
Dude, I almost took one of those out on the way home today.
Yeah.
Ah, I'm trying to think of where I was. I was driving. Oh, I was in Augusta,
Oh, okay.
and I was on the phone with Thor, and we were talking about this bow giveaway, which people who listen to the intro don't skip it. Will get to hear about that. But yeah, I was telling him about it, and next thing I know, this like probably 2-year-old doe comes just flying across the street,
Yep.
maybe 20 yards away. And I was like, oh, oh, oh.
Oh
And
no.
he's like, hit it. I'm like, dude,
No.
I'm not doing that.
No.
But anyway, sorry.
Yep.
ADD.
So so I was hooked on
Yeah.
archery at that point. Yes. I mean, for the longest time, that was just extended my hunting season.
Yeah.
So as soon as gun season came, I put it in the closet, picked up the gun, which is then 13, I got a 30-30 lever action for my
Ooh,
Christmas present,
old school.
and killed 173 deer with that
Holy
30-30.
crap. Dude,
So
I thought you were about to say killed a 170. I was
no,
like, dude, I
no,
knew you were good, but
no.
dang, where was this
No,
story?
so and then at 15 I decided that I wanted to that's what I wanted for my birthday.
A bow.
That's what a bow. So I told everybody, give me the money. Went to our local shop, which was Baines Army Store in Milledgeville.
Oh, wow.
And
Is that where you're from?
yeah, I was born in Milledgeville.
Milledgeville. Okay.
Yeah. So went down there and bought a brand spanking top of the line PSE with all the bells and whistles. We're not going to talk about which model it was, and we're going to talk about how inexpensive price tag was compared to today.
Oh God, dude. That is That's a rabbit hole we could definitely just live in with
But
how
being over
easy it is.
50, this was 50 at age 15, so it was a long time ago anyway. So,
Yeah, but I mean,
prices have just
it was
ridiculous.
probably lower than what the lowest budget bow is right now.
For sure.
Yeah.
It was I think I ended up with 585 with a dozen arrows, broadheads, case, the whole 9 yards.
And today, kids, you can get a bear for that.
Yep. Well, some bears are great.
Oh yeah,
bows.
I mean,
There's
I've got
nothing
the
wrong
one
with
right back here
For
that
sure. Well,
we were going to give away.
You're gonna give away, right?
I'm not now.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Should I say something on here in case people skip it?
Well, they may. You never know.
Okay, so real quick, we're gonna detour here. If you come to the bow shoot, Prime was kind enough to, I don't even want to say donate. They're sending a brand new Form 30, 60 pounds. I gotta remember the color. It's black riser with Summit Scar limbs.
Scar limbs. Okay.
Yeah. And so I shout out to Prime. I mean,
Those
Brian,
guys
you're
are
the
great.
best. Yeah, seriously. When he,
The
so I'll
Grace
tell the
fam-
story on
Grace
that.
family is awesome.
Oh God,
Yeah.
I love them. And the story with that is like, we've been with Prime now for 2 years.
Yep.
And I I'd always wanted a bow like sponsor, right? And I'd never shot a Prime, and then the form came out and I shot it, and it was best shooting bow I've ever shot. So I'm like, I reach out to Brian. I'm like, dude, I really want to work with y'all, all this other stuff. And that was the first time ever really truly working with a bow company. And so my thought is like, okay, I'll make it. I'll know I made it when I get my first free bow, right? That's just kind of like the way I was looking at it.
I
And
gotcha.
last year I had to buy it, which fine, no problem.
Yeah.
And then I remember all year thinking to myself, I'm like, dude, how long is it going to take? Like, I even prayed about it, honestly. And which, some people might say is a little weird, but whatever. And then this year was blessed enough to be able to get the new bow. And I was like, all right, that's it. I made it. We're good. They've done everything they can.
First bow that you bullet hold.
Second.
Okay, second.
Second.
But both are
Actually, no. Third. Because I did it with the bear when I
Yeah,
took the
but
grip
we-
tape off.
Yeah, we had to do some.
We did a lot of
tinkering.
tweaking. Yeah. And then the form
But out of the box, the other.
out of the box. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, then that happens, and I reach out to them, and I'm like, "Hey guys, we have the bow shoot, and I'm thinking broadheads, like what they did last year.
yeah.
Broadheads, a quiver, And then Brian texts me back, he's like, "Yeah, man, we'll send a bow out next week." And I was like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 you're what now?" And ever since then, dude, it was like it just keeps getting better and better.
For sure.
And I mean, Prime,
Blessed is blessed, right? Yeah.
hey, it ain't me, it's him.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, really. But anyway, back to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we do that, free bow, shoot 100 yards. You get 5 shots. If you make it into the 10 ring, which there will be a sticker. Let me think.
The
If you,
elk.
yes,
Mhm.
100-yard shot on the elk, there will be a sticker in the 10 ring. So aim for that. If you get it in the sticker or in the 10 ring, whatever, your name goes in, or you will be given a ticket, and then I will draw the ticket at the end of the shoot when we do all the
Anybody
giveaways.
who hits the sticker is
Yes.
in for the drawing.
Yes.
I
And
got
then if I call your number,
Yes, yours.
you get the bow.
Yes,
And you
sir.
can do whatever you want with it. Sell it, keep it, donate it, doesn't matter. So, all right, back to
don't sell it. It's a good shooting bow.
I know, but I mean, you know how it is sometimes, man. Like 100 yards. Like I had this conversation with Josh the other day because we were kind of figuring out how we were going to do it. And he even said, and I kind of agreed with him a little bit, but he was like, man, you want to give it to someone that needs it,
Mhm.
right? Not someone that's got a brand new Arc 30 1776 edition that
That's a pretty bow.
I know. I need to come see it. But I want them to have it, but at the same time, I want someone deserving to get it.
Yep.
But then you also can argue, well, they hit the 100 yards. So they kind of are deserving. But if you did it with a crazy good rig, I mean, I could hit 100 yards with my bow,
Mhm.
So I don't know, man. We'll see. It's in God's
is what it
hands.
is.
Whoever's supposed to get it is going to get it. That's the way I
For
look
sure.
at it. So, all right. So you were 13, killed your first deer, got your first bow, or
Mhm.
killed your first deer with a bow.
At
13.
13.
Yeah.
And then I bought my first bow.
At
My personal first bow that
50.
matched me, fit me at 15.
Oh, okay. Got it. I know what
13
PS
was
deal.
a hand me down. It was a Browning.
Oh, wow.
Um,
Was it like I have it in here. Was it a wood limbo?
Yes,
You need to see the one that I have in the garage because it might be the same one.
might be. But
That's
that's
crazy.
what it was. Long, heavy limb, metal cables, aluminum arrows, the whole 9 yards.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Well, I'm old.
I mean, you're not, but the equipment is.
Equipment's gone a long ways.
Yeah,
For sure.
which I'm sure we'll get into.
And so that was 13, to 15 to every year 16, 17, 18, 20. I did some other I went to shoot a tournament in Valdosta before it was called ASA with some friends.
Wow.
I was actually not old enough to drive. I had to ride with somebody else.
And what year is this?
I don't remember. Years is
Let's see.
go back.
If you're, you said you're 50?
51.
51.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you were, what's 51 years ago?
Well, you got to take subtract 15 off of that.
Oh, I
So
know. I'm just trying to
45.
think of when you, so what year were you
45
born?
years ago. 75.
75. Okay,
Yep.
so you were 15.
Yeah, 85, 87,
Got
somewhere
it.
in there.
Okay. So dang, ASA's been around that
80,
long?
well, yes. So it was the trail,
Uh-huh.
and it was filmed on ESPN. You could see it. You could watch it and do it.
Wow.
And then it became ASA after that.
Okay.
But I didn't go as like to be a tournament shooter. It was something that was happening in the state. A friend of mine told me we
Yeah.
drove to Valdosta and shot in this first time ever event. It was cool,
Yeah.
bunch of bow hunters. I think the guy who won had a set of overalls with no shirt on.
Sounds like Georgia.
Bunch of rednecks. And that was when Wayne Pearson decided that a collared shirt is needed in ASA.
Because of that guy.
But, well, we're on TV and we need to look professional.
But that is like, that's alluring now. Can you imagine? Like, think about it like this, all right? Imagine all the ASA shooters,
Mhm.
at least all the men ASA
Yep.
shooters, because we don't
Just
need,
don't go there.
yeah, we don't need to go there.
Mhm.
But imagine all of them shooting unknown 50 or unknown whatever
Yep.
in overalls with no shirt on. People would watch it. I mean, they might be able to get back on ESPN. That's just my guess. I don't know.
Anyway,
Yeah, sorry.
but he that was one of the rules in ASA is that we need to look more professional like golf does,
Well, I mean,
And
because
so
archery is
that
kind of like golf.
in a lot
In
of
some
ways it
ways,
is.
yeah.
A lot of ways it is. It's an individual sport, the
Yep.
whole 9 yards. Anyway, so that didn't put me into tournament archery at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I did it, but and then come this, that, and the other. I have an IT degree. I went to school for computers, so
Oh, wow.
I have an IT degree.
Dang, really?
Yes,
What are you doing in an archery shop?
because I didn't want the rat race.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I do know some of our IT guys at work and that it
yeah.
kind of
So,
competitive.
I was doing computer work and shop in Edenton because
Mhm.
I was living in Edenton, and I was doing their computer work, which was Lake Oconee Shooting Club,
Okay.
and it was just a gun club. They had skeet, trap, five stand, the whole 9 yards, and I was helping Sammy McFadden teach the kids shotgun,
Mhm.
and I was doing all the computer work, and that was my sort of. I did a trade. I'll do your computer work if I can shoot your sporting clays
Yeah.
type thing, which was cool. Well, Craig sold the business to another gentleman. He wanted to bring archery in, and so we're sitting there, and I'm not an official employee, but I was always there.
Yeah.
And we're sitting in a meeting and with the employees, and he said, "Well, who knows archery?" And I raised my hand. I'm like, "Well, I've been shooting at bow since I was whatever." He said, "Well,
Yeah.
good. You've already teaching the kids shotgun, so let's start teaching archery."
Dude, that's
So
crazy.
that's the track that I went.
Yeah. Especially knowing what you do now.
Yeah, so started there
Yeah.
and became a level one, became a level two.
So, all right. So, kind of break it down a little bit. When you say level 1, level 2,
Uh-huh.
what is that?
So U.S. Archery has 5 levels total
Okay.
of coaching certifications.
Okay.
So level 1 is don't shoot yourself in the foot and it points that way. Basic,
Yeah.
right? Right.
Yeah.
Level 2 is a little more where you get into a little form and a little, grips and hands and so forth.
Mhm.
Level 3 used to be called community coaches, where you could teach, um, you know, uh, classes, and and that's where you're no longer called a coach. No, an instructor was the first two, and that's the first time you could be called a coach. And you also take a background check and the whole 9 yards because you're
They don't even give you a background check. So,
not
well,
for
I guess because you're not,
too, because you're an
yeah.
instructor, right? You're just there to help point
Yeah.
people in the right direction.
Okay.
And
You're not
so-
like actually holding
Mm-mm.
classes
No,
yourself and all that stuff.
exactly. So a level 3 is where you're designed to be able to write curriculum, teach classes, have your level 1s and 2s help you teach the classes, that
Got
kind
it.
of thing.
Okay.
And then level 4 is even more in depth, from breathing to
Oh, wow.
physicalities and how to eat and how to run, how to exercise and how
For
to
archery?
train for. Yeah, I mean, we're athletes.
Well, yeah, but I mean, how many of us are sitting in a tree stand eating little Debbie's with a bow next to us?
That's a difference between
So you're saying that they do this,
athlete.
yeah, they do this for the target side,
Mhm.
not the hunting side.
Well, um, one of the best archers in the business right now, Kyle Douglas, just ran a marathon just to prepare himself for his hunting season.
I mean, Cam Hanes, perfect example.
100%.
Granted, he's a major outlier, but
Yeah,
at the same time,
but I would have never put Kyle Douglas as running a marathon. And when he asked why he did it, he said, "I'm just preparing myself for hunting season."
that's crazy.
So
That's so crazy.
yeah, so there's more to it than that. And then those are all it's leaned toward U.S. archery, tournament archery.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of Olympic archery, which is just recurve
Really?
until this coming up in L.A. We'll have the first compound
No
to
way.
compete in archery.
So is it going to be like, could I take my prime and go shoot that, or does it have to be like kind of like how your Hoyts are, where they're a target bow?
No, so you know what happens is you have to qualify to go.
Yeah.
So if you went with your hunting bow, you would probably be handicapping yourself
Oh yeah.
because you
I
don't
mean,
have the
if I go at all, I'm handicapped.
magnifications. Yeah, but
You've seen me
magnifications,
shoot.
but magnifications. But and it's only mixed teams, so it'll be a male and a female mixed team
Oh,
that'll be shooting.
that's interesting.
So it's pretty cool.
That's really
But
interesting.
it's cool because in LA, it's first year we've had compound. So being this in LA, we're a host nation, so we automatically get a bid. So we have our two people in.
Who's
We
that?
don't know who they are yet because they haven't done trials. So
We could probably guess who's going to be it. Paige Pierce
maybe,
and Levi.
no.
Is Levi still doing target?
He does 3D.
3D. Oh, so this is spot.
Yeah, this is an outdoor 50
Oh.
meter.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
Okay.
So,
Interesting.
but
Anyway.
we get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
But we can
do that a lot.
can get into a lot. But as far as that for me, hunting, and so I would still slide my bow under the thing, pull out my rifle. Had switched to a 30-06. Just worked better for me. Upgraded from
Yeah.
the 30-30. Still in Georgia, 30-30 will get you anywhere you want to.
Oh yeah.
I mean, but and as I was doing the classes, learning more about archery, besides just extending my hunting season,
Yeah.
I started more and more bow only. So instead of the first 2 weeks of hunting season, whatever it is, archery only, and then when the guns catch up, I'd stay with my bow for a little more
Yeah.
until the rut came in, and then I'd be like, if we're running at 85 yards down there in that bottom, I might
I'ma
try to
send it.
it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then I had gotten to the point where I was carrying both
Wow.
rifle and bow.
What kind of stand were you using?
I mean, it's a Millennium single man, but I just
Oh, so it was a ladder stand.
yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I was about to say, if you're carrying a stand, sticks, gun,
Nope,
bow, all that
these
shit.
are all setups.
Okay.
I would venture to say that in the saddle, I probably am not going to carry both.
I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't.
because that's a whole lot of packing stuff.
Yeah. And imagine climbing up.
For sure.
You need
You had to have
two bow
pull
ropes.
ups, pull up, yep, everything. So yeah. But that's what I did. And then slowly but surely just did more and more bow till bow stayed all the way in the whole time. Right. So I pretty much bow hunted all the time.
Yeah.
And every once in a while I'd pick up a rifle. I would take my daughter hunting and then she would sleep in and she wouldn't get up. So I just grabbed her rifle and shot a deer out of her deer stand to prove that, well, if you had got up, you'd have shot a deer.
Did it make her mad?
Of course. But that was the point, right? Next time she won't sleep. So this past year was the first year. She's 25. And this was the first year that she actually shot a doe.
And she's the girl, just so I can put a face to it, she's the girl that was with you at the shoot last year. Or not the last.
Taking pictures?
Yes.
Year before last. Yes.
Year before last. Oh, okay.
That's my daughter, yeah.
Got it.
So, but yeah, she shot her first deer with a bow. With a rifle this past year.
Oh, wow.
So she shoots a 7mm 08. It's pink camo. She loves it.
Jessica has a pink camo 243 upstairs. So probably going to be Tiffany's gun.
Works the way it works, right?
What's so funny to me about how, and I'm not saying this is broadly women, but at least my experience with Jessica, like her bow, the one that's hanging right over there,
Yeah.
she wants to get blue and pink tassels
Oh, for sure.
for the bottom limbs.
Yeah.
And I'm
It's all
like,
pretty.
yeah, but I'm like,
Gotta look good.
what do you mean? Why?
Because
But
if
then
you're,
again,
you know,
I mean, look what I did.
I know
So,
you had to, matches got to match, right?
yeah.
The deer doesn't care.
No, and
But
I don't even sit here going, oh,
sometimes confidence, looking good is a confidence thing.
yeah,
So if you have confidence because it looks good and you're proud of it, you have more confidence
Yeah.
and you shoot better. That's a fact.
that's very true.
So
That's why I use Oscar.
yep.
Anyway,
Yeah, same thing, right?
shameless plug.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, so
But that goes through till, and then that was several years ago. That club shut down. Just didn't work out.
yeah.
He closed down. So then I'm out of nowhere to work, nowhere to work. No, I mean, as far as like to do archery again,
Yeah.
right? And then another gentleman who has a TV show decided he wanted to open an archery place or a place, Trophy Quest
And
with
who was that guy?
John Wilson. Yeah, you can look it up. Past stuff is Trophy Quest.
Hmm.
Um,
Is he
so
still the show?
I don't know what his stuff is now. He changed his name several times, but it's he did hunting shows,
Yeah.
and I learned more about editing and hunting shows.
Yeah,
I
that's very important.
and editing podcast.
Yeah.
And
Yep,
and
that
and
makes it
you
very
using
important.
software and the audio and this that and other. So I learned a lot with that side, but I was also doing archery
Yeah.
because it was like finally a place in Edenton now I can shoot archery again. And so I just started hanging out there and ended up working for him for a little while. He didn't stay around. It's a theme of archery in Edenton. How about that? It's not so much.
Doesn't stay for a long time.
No, it's just a small place.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a small place, but it's got tons of land, don't you think? I mean,
Oh,
I would
well,
think
that
that
ain't,
people
we
would,
need tons of people,
yeah,
not
I guess
land.
that's true. Then what are you doing in social circle?
Um,
It's,
we'll
it's
get
a
there.
little bigger,
We'll
but
get there. So from there, he shut down, and set us down, says, "Hey, I'm closing down." Just before Christmas, and I'm thinking, "Oh my
oh wow.
gosh, it's freaking, So, got to put it in somebody else's hands. I don't have that. I don't have that luxury to just
That
do stuff,
yeah.
And
I gotta
so,
have a little faith. You're like, Lord, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm rolling with it.
and I was still doing computer work,
Yeah.
because and from there, later, a guy who owns it, talking about this segue of golf and archery, guy owns a golf shop in Edenton, calls me and says, "I hear you're the archery guy." And I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, yeah, I do archery." He said, "Well, I want to put archery in the golf shop
Hmm.
because of the time frame. So when people are slow down on golf is the fall months.
True.
Archery is the bigger, picks up in the,
Yeah.
and so it was Lake Oconee Golf and Archery.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That's so you could go in there and get your golf clubs, your balls,
Yep.
and a bow and arrows and
For
work
sure.
out.
Yep. Get fitted, loft and lie, so forth, order custom clubs. And then you could order whatever bows, Hoyts, PSEs, whatever we were selling,
Interesting.
and get set up for that too.
I'd love to go to a place like this. That'd be so sick.
Yep. And I put in an indoor range in the back of the building
Mhm.
so that we could, try to do some other things besides just sell stuff.
Yeah.
And started an archery team, with some kids traveling all over the place.
Mm.
And I would travel with those out of my pocket because it wasn't like I was making lots of money. So
They didn't
no,
you guys
because
going?
because it was a small
Mm.
operation. I was still working for myself essentially through his shop,
Yeah.
1099 type thing. And well, I took kids and went all over the, different state tournaments and a couple of national tournaments.
Yeah.
And ran into some kids that were from the ACE, and those parents went back and told the ACE owners that we need him as a coach because he is everywhere we need to be, and
Yeah.
he's always there. And so that's how I ended up at ACE, is because they called me, offered me to coach. They had rented a facility for indoor, and wanted a proof of concept that would work.
So this is before they had the shop. Or
The
did
shop had
something
been there
happen?
for 2 years.
Okay. Dang,
So
when was this?
13 years, well, 10 years ago now.
Really?
Yep.
It's only been there 10 years?
No, so 13 years total archery.
Uh-huh.
2 years they didn't have an indoor range. They were just in the back corner.
So what was there before?
What that was the flat goods. So all of the sheetrock, plywood, all of that
Really?
was stored in. It was just
Like a
a
storage
shed.
area.
It's just a shed. It wasn't even closed in.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So they're renting a facility. Do you know where Hot Rods is?
Yeah.
All right. So the church beside it,
Yeah.
Church of the Grove, I think is who's in it now.
Yeah.
But we were renting that part of that building and have an indoor range.
Wow.
And so he wanted me to prove that having an indoor range was worth it.
Yeah.
And so they had someone else try and it just didn't whatever. So we worked it. About 6 months later. He shows me the plans of, hey,
This is what we're
we're
doing.
gonna close this in and do it. And the first thing he said, the first thing I told him was, it's not big enough.
How big was it?
It's like where how it is now.
Oh, but
But
you wanted like,
well, we're outgrowing it. I mean, you can see
yeah.
it gets packed. I mean,
Yeah.
we've done some great things and moved some stuff and cleaned up and did and the new ranges with the turf in there and
Yeah.
the stands. I mean,
It does
it
look
just
really
looks
good.
really
Looks good, but the problem is you have at most 25 yards if you're standing in the doorway.
yeah. So it's 20 yards. I
yeah.
mean, it just didn't have any more, but it works great for training,
Yeah.
hooching.
It let me.
So
I mean,
no,
whenever the new bows come in, I'll go out there
I'll
and
just shoot them
clean
all,
them.
try them out, just make sure you know you got to know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I do
When
it.
I was sponsored with PSE for years, 26 to be a fact, the owner and the guy who was the sales rep for this area would always say, "Go shoot them all." And come back and tell me what they did better and what they did worse,
Yeah.
so that we know how to fix and do and make
Yeah.
it better. So
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Yep.
Have you shot the Sicario?
I have.
What do you think?
It's the smoothest speed bow I've ever shot.
Now, when you say smooth,
Hmm.
compare it to, I guess, like that.
No, it's not the
Not at all.
same. No, but it doesn't feel like what a speed bow used to feel
See,
like.
I've never shot a speedbow,
Yeah.
so that might be why.
Well,
Because I always hear people talk about it. Look, it's a smooth as speedbow. I'm like, well, what
yeah.
does that mean? Does that mean that I'm
Well, it's
not
going to
going to
be.
break my arm?
It's not aggressive.
Yeah.
It's just stiffer
Okay.
than if you set the Mach 30 and the Sicario side by side, the Mark 30 would draw smoother.
Yeah.
Right. But the speed difference is definitely
Oh,
felt.
it's drastic.
It's
You go
definitely
from
felt.
like 338 to
Yep.
358.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So it's felt, but you have to get that, you have to there's a give and take somewhere
Yeah.
in all of archery.
Help me understand this
Mhm.
because when all these bows, especially when that bow came out, I love when new stuff comes out,
Oh,
especially when I see like 350 something. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
okay. I know one company that claims that and it never touched it, but they did. And so my thought was like, what, how can I word this? When I looked up all that stuff, they were saying that at 30 inches, 70 pounds, that's the speed you get. But once you start dropping the inch, like the draw length down,
For sure.
it drops off drastically and it's just as fast as like a prime Matthews Hoyt or anything like that. Do you
No.
lose a lot from that?
You lose a lot on any bow.
Okay.
Does that make sense? I mean, it's a drop off significant. So, I mean, there's some other folks out on the internet now that are trying to press. I mean, Travis is one of them. Josh is one of them. Scotty, they're all, real world, yeah, whatever it is. Yeah. So, and that makes lots of sense because the guy we had a guy walk in the other day. He says, well, my bow does 340. I said, no, sir, it doesn't.
What bow is it?
Matthews something, and I'm like, no, it doesn't. He said, yes, it does. It's what it said on the thing. I was like, sir, it does.
Did the chrono in the back.
I was like, well, your arrow weight is not 350 and you're not 70 pounds and you are not 30 inches. So those three things have to happen for you to get that number. And the average person is not that. The average person is shooting 65 pounds. The average person is about a 29, 28 and a half, 29. It's the two most common. PSE shipped all their bows in 29 inch to start with, just for the simple fact that that's the most common draw length.
So then why? Because I'm on the same.
It was a standard. You have to set a standard. It's sort of and honestly, when the standards were drew up, you needed that. In other words, I shot a bow that was definitely a 30-inch bow when I was 13, 14 years old. you know,
Good Lord. And what's your
because
technique now? 29?
29, 28 and 3/4.
Okay.
So I shoot it a hair short. I'm actually measured 29, but I shoot it a little hair short, just how I like it.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But the you had to, like, I had a PSE that I set up and I thought this is the fastest thing in the world. 264 feet per second. I was drawing 94 pounds.
What did that feel like?
I was a kid. It didn't matter. It was nothing. It's what it was. Yes, but see, now you're into it in a different time frame.
Yeah.
When we were in it, I mean, bows, like, it was the suggestion to be 70. That's where they started. They would hit 110 if you let them. And the round wheels, you could draw to 30 to 32 to 34. It didn't have a stop. It automatically hit. The things were different. It was I shot a tournament and shoot 10 targets, and then I would have to go in, put my bow in the press, and twist up the cables, strings to get the timing to back to where I need to do to finish my shoot.
That's crazy.
Because materials wasn't where they were at, and things
Yeah.
just wasn't. There has been leaps and bounds, sort of like in the computer industry. It used to be that by the time you saw the advertisement, there was a better one, bigger one out there.
Well, I mean,
And
the first computer's as big as this room.
yeah, and so archery did the same thing.
So
10 times greater every time.
what would you say? Because I know we're kind of getting off the rails a little
Oh,
bit,
always.
but
Yeah.
I am curious because you're the perfect person to ask. I've had this debate with so many people. I've asked people on this podcast before, that are archery guys, and they kind of don't. They'll give an answer, but they don't. I don't think they know what to say. So
Okay.
hopefully you do. If not, then I
Well,
guess nobody knows.
Well, I'm gonna tell you if I don't know.
What do you think is the next big thing? Because like right now, tuning is the major craze,
For sure.
right?
Yeah.
And that's cool, but
there's a reason that has become a major craze, is because archery shops are leaving
that is true.
in leaps and bounds.
That is true.
I mean, it really is. And we're blessed in the state that there are archery shops within an hour of each
Oh
other,
yeah.
and there's 10 of them within,
But nationwide, I
yeah.
kind of like that.
No, so friends of mine in Wisconsin drive like 4 hours to find the next archery shop.
Wow.
So he needs to be able to tune his bow.
So okay, once all these bow man, because I think right now everyone's got tuning except Prime and PSE. That doesn't require a press for the big names,
Yep.
right?
Mhm.
So what's the next thing? Like, what's the next thing they could do? Would it be cam design? Would it be
Well, those
bearing
are
changes?
always going to change.
Okay.
Cams are always going to go to try to be more efficient.
Yeah.
Not speed. Speed was a thing there at one time. Everybody wanted to be the fastest,
Yeah.
right? And PSE led that way.
Yeah.
There's no
Which they're
doubt.
still doing.
Yeah, led that way. Has always been known as the speed company.
Yeah.
But the bows are better to shoot. And I've never shot a speed bow that had 90% let off. That was just ridiculous to me, to how
I
that
think
bow
I'd shoot any
feels.
bow that had
Yeah.
90% let off.
So, but it does. You
Yeah.
have, but efficiency. It's not they're going to get speed as much as they're just going to get more efficient.
So how is the average Joe going to feel that?
Less vibration, smoother draw, and their bow will be faster overall.
Okay. Because I mean, like when I shot the
And
Hoyts,
your kinetic energy will be higher numbers.
yeah,
Just because it's more efficient.
I guess that makes sense. Because last year, before I got the form, I shot the AX2,
Mm-hmm.
and it was set on 75.
Yep.
It felt like 60.
Yep.
That bow right there is probably 73, 74, whatever.
And it feels close to
It's
65.
Yeah, it doesn't feel that bad. But then you shoot that bear back there, it's 67 and feels like 75.
Yeah.
So
But that's the efficiency in the cam systems.
okay, see, we could see like I know the 80-pound primes, they probably don't feel like 80 pounds. Comparatively
I don't
to-
think that the 90-pound Hoyt feels that way.
See, I still haven't shot that.
Mm,
Do y'all have any in the
no.
shop? Are you getting any?
No.
Why?
I'll order it if you give me a deposit.
Yeah.
Just didn't need it. It's not a needed. It with efficiency of bows.
Yeah.
We
I know
don't.
it's not needed, but think about like there's got to be somebody.
Well, if there is, we'll order
that
it.
wants
It's no
it.
big deal.
Yeah.
4 weeks and 5 weeks, they can have it,
So
But they can
crazy.
also get the color that they want and the whatever.
Yeah.
That's the difference. If I ordered it in Georgia clay,
I would
they-
fell in a heartbeat.
they would want it in mossy oak bottomlands,
Well, see, look, I have a fix for that. All right, you get a Georgia Clay Keep Hammering edition, and then you get a Mossy Oak Beast edition, and you're good to go. Look, you can always make more money. I'm kidding. I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
but yeah, so that bow doesn't draw. It draws a stiff,
Yeah.
but it
Yeah, it's
doesn't.
90 pounds.
It's stiff. It's not. Oh my God, it's ripped my arm off
Okay,
stiff.
so compare it to the AX2 at 75. Like how much stiffer? Let me ask it this way.
A percentage.
Do you think that I'd be able to draw it back?
Yes,
Okay.
you might
Because
grunt. You might grunt a little bit.
is my shoulder gonna probably
No.
crack like it did the first time I walked into the shop and
Well,
Steve set me up?
maybe, but nah.
That was bad,
Yeah.
dude.
Well,
When my shoulder sounded like a bag of chips getting stepped on, I was
yeah,
scared. Steve saw it. I was like, bro, what just happened?
yeah.
And then we had to back it down.
So there we go, talking about the exercising for
Yeah,
archery.
well, because I didn't
And
know.
exactly.
So that's Jessica's been dealing with that.
Yep.
So when she shoots her bow, which everybody who listens now knows she shoots her bow backwards, whatever. She's really good at it, shockingly.
Yep.
She can get 5 shots,
And then
and it's only 40 pounds.
and she has to set it down.
She sets it down.
Yep.
And it's or 45 pounds. And as impressive as that is, I would tune it down, but it's like I don't really want to. And I don't even know if that bow can go down.
Why?
Well, because I don't know what
Which bow is it?
It's the blackout.
Yeah, it'll go down.
To what?
Most of those were 10 to 60 or 10 to 70 pounds.
Okay.
So you probably can get a long way. I had to look at it, you
Yeah.
know, but yes. And the reason I say that is it's like going in and you're going to go into the gym for the first time and you're going to bench your max. No.
I mean, I always did.
No. You didn't walk in.
I also wasn't a meathead that
No,
knew what I was
no.
doing, but
But you try like, oh, throw 400 pounds on,
Oh,
you
no,
know,
no, no.
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So you start out with lightweight and repetition
Yeah.
so that you build up your muscles and then you just slowly add to
Yeah.
it. So,
Well, because I mean, when I started, I was shooting 40
Yep.
for almost a year,
hmm
and then kept getting because at the time the cable guard was just a plastic little,
Yep.
and it kept popping out, and I'd shoot it with it popped out and didn't even realize it.
That's right.
And then eventually maxed that bow out. But that's crazy, man. I don't know. It's just interesting to me. Like everyone always, gets so excited about these new bows,
Well,
right?
well, yeah,
There's
it's a
nothing
new
new.
toy.
To me, there's nothing new though.
It's
Like,
it, but all right. So this past year, somebody came out with tuning system first, and so everybody else ran with it. And how to redesign the mousetrap.
true. That is interesting.
So how this person or this company does the tuning versus this company
Yeah.
does the tuning.
I mean, it was cool to see Hoyt, Darton, and Bear all have a similar system,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not the exact same.
No.
And then obviously Matthews, they got the limb shift and all that stuff. But
Yep.
I've been waiting on Prime to come out with a tuning system. I'm sure they're going to, but my question, and I'd ask Brian this, but I don't know how they do it. I know that look on your face. We'll talk after, but yeah, it's just interesting because it's like my brain goes to, speed, right? Because everybody wants to be
But
able to
why?
have. Well, because if you
Is a wiffle ball running 100 miles an hour better than a rock running 50
No, but see, that's my point.
when it hits you?
But that's my point. Is if we can because I had this conversation with Troy like a couple years ago, and while I'm not a heavy arrow guy,
Mm-hmm.
if I had a bow that let's just say somehow they figured out to get it up to 370, and it didn't feel like you're pulling a Jeep.
I mean, there are companies who have built bows that would do 400.
Well, yeah, but they don't.
But nobody wants to draw
That's
them.
my point. If we can get to a point with these bows where it doesn't, like, if there was a bow that was shooting let's just say 350. We'll make it realistic. 350, and it felt like my Prime does. Well, then I could bump up my arrow weight to like 480, still have the same speed that I've got, and have more punching power when I'm hitting. Now I'm not struggling with
That's what the 90-pound weight, the 80-pound Sicario, that's what those bows are, is the guy who says the exact same thing you do. I want to bump my arrow weight up so that I have a heavier arrow and then I'm punching the same speed wise.
Yeah. I mean, that is true. I guess it kind of goes.
But everybody's not born with 30-inch draw length.
Oh yeah, I was.
So
28,
yeah.
27,
So
whatever I
there's
really am.
there's a lot of guys who are blessed in that.
Yeah.
You know?
Josh Criswell is one of them. Monkey on
For sure.
31
Yeah,
inch draw.
31-inch draw length. That's right.
Crazy, dude. That does kind of take us into the arrow weight realm though, and I'm curious your thoughts on that because I mean, you've known me what 4 or 5 years now,
Mhm.
6 years.
I saw the
You saw the progression.
progression.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from the hand built arrows I was bringing in, then
Yep.
saying, "Hey, I want these to weigh 550," and then
Yep.
now I'm at like four. I think my hunting setup's gonna be like 438 or something like that, which is even less than what I was hunting with last year. Um, what are your thoughts on that? Because in Georgia, we're not shooting
No, we're it's
60
not
yards,
well,
you
and
know?
we're not shooting ginormous animals.
Yeah, unless you're in Atlanta and you're killing Seek 1 level deer.
Still not a big animal. Hold on one second.
Oh, you're good.
Oh, you know how that goes. You know,
Oh, I do.
it's my day off and there's still worth for it.
Oh, Lord, there
Look
it
at
goes.
that.
All right. We might have caught that. I hope we did. I know we
Okay.
got it on video.
Oh, it's on video. Yeah.
I am not editing that out.
Mine is on an arm.
Well, okay, so table the arrows.
Yep.
Let's get into the podcast thing.
No. We got to
You have to
finish.
hear this. You have to hear this.
We're on the arrow
I
thing
know,
right now.
but I have arms.
Uh-huh.
They won't stay on this table.
Yep.
I tried.
You'll have to
I've got the clamp and everything.
yeah, I had to we'll have to get in that later.
Yeah.
I drilled a hole.
Oh,
To take the clamp and just stick it in the hole. Take it, slides out of the hole. But I drilled a hole if this is what you're going to use, I drilled a hole not for the clamp I have, but the clamps I had previous. When I was doing it out of the shop
yeah.
me and Robbie sitting at the table just like this in my
I
office.
never thought of that.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, so arrow weight. What are your thoughts on that?
I am a middle of the road guy.
Okay. A lot like T-Bone and
Oh, for
Robin.
sure. Well, yeah. I mean, Travis and we've talked about it for years.
Yeah.
I mean, you want enough, but yet you don't need it to be overdone.
Yeah.
We built we didn't. We have a customer who is going to Africa, in the next week or so.
Yeah.
Going to shoot a buffalo. They demand 700 grain arrow.
The country or the person?
Where he's going. For the buffalo.
With the single bevel.
Or
I did fixed blade head.
Fixed blade head.
Okay.
Yeah. That's their rules. We built him some regular arrows too. He's going to shoot everything but the buffalo.
Do I know this guy?
Okay. So he's going to shoot everything with a middle of the road arrow, except for the buffalo because that's what they're allowing. So we have 2 sight tapes.
I was going to say, bringing 2 sight tapes.
So we've done everything for like it's 2 wheels, pop it off, pop it on.
What sight's he shooting?
Spot hawk.
If you had a dial, it'd be cooler. I'm biased. I'm biased. Anyway.
Yes, well, dial makes a great sight. There's nothing wrong with that. We sell a bunch of them.
Yeah, I'm happy you guys finally have them in.
Yeah, it took a little bit.
I've been saying it for what, 3 years now?
Took a little bit, but we've sold several. But
anyway,
yeah. As far as middle of the road arrow, I want enough, but I want my weight in the right place. So I want front of center.
Okay.
All right. I don't want an overall heavy arrow. I want front of center arrow. So I'm shooting an Easton 5.0. And I have a 75 grain on the nose and 100 grain broadhead. So, and then what I did is instead of shooting a 340 like I normally do, I went to a 300 so that I could put that 75 on front and stay in the spine that I wanted to be.
So what's your current arrow weight?
428, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really? Okay. I just, because that deer over there in the corner, I killed him with a 515 and a mega meat with that blackout shooting maybe 200 foot a second.
Yeah.
Right. And, back then I was like, oh man, because I don't know what was wrong with me, but I used to be the type that would be like, you don't need to be going and paying this. You could hand fletch because that's what I did with everything. And then I learned
there's a lot of people who can't afford to go to a shop and get stuff done.
Yeah.
And, we're in a world of knowledge. I mean, YouTube is a knowledge base phenomenon.
Yeah. Well, YouTube was a big part of that.
But so the thing about it is there's so much. We're overrun.
Oh yeah. Well oversaturated.
But it's saturated, and this one has the opinion. This one has an opinion.
Yeah.
And therein lies the issue, right? Yeah. And fanboys of products, it happens.
Oh, I've gotten into many arguments, man. Especially arrow weight. That's kind of why I wanted to bring it up.
Yeah, I'm sort of in the middle of the road. I like my front of center. I like FOC and that.
What's your goal FOC?
12 to 15.
Really?
So
Isn't 12 kind of like on the lower end?
it is, but that's where it's starting. So 12 to, I think the most I've ran is 17 to 19, but it was a different arrow.
Yeah.
And then what happens is if I put a lighted knock and we're wrap and four fletch and all of that stuff,
Yep.
that offsets everything. So it makes it even more. So every time you add something to the back, you got to add twice as much or 3 times as much to the front to offset the back.
So, so I just did the math in my head. We both are running basically the same thing up front because I have a 50 up front with a 125. You have a 75 with a 100.
Yep.
So it's the same thing. See that?
And the reason that I did mine this way is with the 75 is because 100, you can find a 100 grain broadhead anywhere.
Yeah, I have been sort of struggling. Not struggling. I don't need broadheads right now.
But it's harder
But
to find 125s
yeah,
today, because especially in Georgia.
yeah.
There for a while that was the only broadhead we sold. It was 100.
Oh, I remember.
But it was because, you know, old school, it was always more where we didn't have a way to add weight to the front. We didn't
Yeah.
have inserts and, things like that. You'd either buy brass or so forth. And it was easier just to drop a little bit more on the front. The problem is that a lot of guys would buy the 125 and they'd be on a 400 spot in arrow, and then it would be weak on them, 30-inch draw.
Yeah.
And they'll put more on the front, and then now they're shooting weak arrow, and then they call me and go, "Why is my arrow flying every which way loose?" I'm like, "Well, you didn't do the math total.
Yeah.
You didn't figure it all in."
Well, that's important too, because like I will give YouTube its credit. I would have never known anything about arrow builds. I mean, dude, the first year, I kid you not. So I came to you guys with my bow and bought arrows and all
Yep.
that stuff. Steve cut them down. We got everything set up, right? I'm not going to go into what issues I had with what happened, but
Is what it is.
water under the bridge.
100%.
Forgiven, whatever. I'm done with it.
Mhm.
However, because I am the way that I am, I like to tinker with stuff
Oh yeah.
a lot, and you know that.
They're
And
parachuting. What?
yeah, I'm done running 5-degree helical. Did it for years. I'm not doing it anymore. Those arrows you guys built me,
2-degree
best I have
left
ever
offset.
got, dude.
Does what it needs to do.
Exactly. But what was funny at the time, like when I first started, is I went to Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
I bought the Allen Realtree arrows,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't know you had to cut them. And I'm thinking, literally, I remember being on that side of my house with my little bag target that I got from Walmart for like $30,
For sure.
and I was shooting 20 yards.
And nothing's wrong with it.
No, not at all. But see, that's the thing, is you have to go through this stuff in order to get to the point where you know what you're talking about, And so I'm
Have you got there yet?
I think I have.
I don't-
Apparently, some YouTube comments think I don't.
I don't
so-
know what I'm talking about either. So.
Yeah, I act like I know what I'm talking
Mm.
about. But no, I was out there, dude, and I had this 31-inch just
Oh yeah,
long,
full length
yeah,
arrow.
freaking spear on my bow. And I remember shooting the ones that you guys built, everything was fine. I shot the 31-inch and same distance, and it just dropped. And I'm like, well, why'd that happen? And then I started looking into it and learning, and I listened to what Troy had to say. Then I met T-Bone and listened to what he had to say. And then I feel like every single person, if you hunt, you need to go through and learn what your arrow build really is.
Yeah,
right?
and you have to know what you're hunting, where you're hunting.
Exactly. Like whitetail in Georgia, in my personal opinion, anything from 400 to really 400 to 500.
You can kill with a 700. It's been all day long. And it's not a problem, but you just have to remember there's a 20-yard shot.
Yeah.
Right. And
You're not
if
gonna
that's
get 30,
and that's what if that's what you're going for, fine.
Yeah.
I got a buddy of mine who kills whoppers, and his arrow's 712 grains.
He's shooting a Brad bow?
No,
What's he shooting?
it's a Darton.
Oh, well.
But anyway,
Yeah. Darton's good.
but he's shot several different brands over the years,
Okay.
but he's always had a very heavy arrow. But he's gonna sling an arrow at 24 yards,
So
or less.
is there anything to the heavy arrow argument of if you hit bone, like because some guys are like, oh, I'm gonna send it through the scapula, and it's like, well, A, why are you aiming for the scapula first off?
Mhm.
Second, go for the vitals.
Mhm.
Well, what if I hit a rib? What if you hit a rib? Your bow should be efficient enough these days that it should be able to go straight through that rib.
Yeah, most ribs crack and break.
Yeah. And I mean, then people are like, oh, fixed blade versus mechanical. My argument is like with the mega meats that we use,
Mhm.
replace the blades. You know how many
For sure.
blades I've replaced? It's the
100%.
same ferrule from 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Or 4 years ago now.
Yeah.
So the whole argument is just, it gets, I feel like it starts getting sort of,
you get caught up in the weeds.
yeah, and it's like,
And
oh,
it
this blade angle and this
Yep.
and that. It's
Yep.
like,
All of the blade angles, single bevel, double bevel,
yeah,
three blade, four blade, 10 blade, whatever. I mean, uh, the angle of how it comes out, rear deploying, over the top deploying. I mean, you can get into,
that's an argument.
no, it is an argument,
That's a big argument
but
because we know guys that use forward deploying and
mhm,
they're like, oh, it's the best thing, and I will not touch them.
that's, but that's their opinion,
Yeah,
and they haven't had a problem.
that's true.
And so I know I've seen lots of deer that are killed with some monster, foldback broadheads
Yeah,
and have killed some monsters. So it's not always that. It's also has to do with, and this goes back to the coaching side of me. You need to make a good shot.
yeah,
Um, and you need to be confident in making that shot. I remember that it was always, if you can hit that pie plate,
yeah.
if you can hit the pie plate
Played at 20.
at 20, we're good. But then they'd try to sling an arrow at 45 yards. And so they'd
Yeah.
shoot them in the ham.
Which is
Well,
so crazy.
but you know what? A mega meat, he probably gonna die
Oh
anyway.
yeah. Oh
you know
yeah.
but the other things about that is that I tell everybody I give away a lot of stuff in the range, guys that come in hunting, trying to teach them hold their grip, hold their hands, anchors, to make them more consistent.
Mhm.
And they always say, I said, I charge good money to teach this stuff, but I just gave it to you for free. And
Yeah.
he goes, well, why'd you do that? I said, well, I think I owe it ethically to the deer
Yeah.
that you make an ethical
Well,
shot,
and having experienced that,
Yep.
because you've genuinely you have coached me the past. Let's see, I've been bow hunting now for going on 7
7
years.
years. Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of what I've learned came from you
Yeah.
because I'd come to the shop. I say, hey, I need to get this new bow tuned, or hey, I need this or that, or
And
whatever.
we just tinker with a little piece
Exactly.
that made it better.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like I used to shoot 85. Now I shoot 80. I think my bow right now is like 83 or something.
Mm-hmm.
I used to death grip the bow. Don't do that anymore. Yeah, and then the crazy thing, the one thing that really bothered me, and with the prime, I don't have this issue, but every bow before that, between the bear, what was it, the bear paradox, that single cam that I had,
Mm-hmm.
every single bow after that until I shot prime, I always struggled with, because I used to shoot where my fingers would just barely be touching the front of the grip, and that bear had a groove there, kind of like the Dartons do.
Yep. Stick your finger in the hole. Yeah.
Yeah, and so like it became my thing. And then I stopped shooting that bow and struggled for 2 years. And then I come in that one day, I've got that bear had like a ton of grip tape on it. It's got the bear paw grip, and you held it and you're like, dude, I know what your problem is. Your grip is gigantic. And I was like, yeah, but it doesn't. And you're like, no, no, no. Take it off and try. And 15 minutes with a
Yep.
bullet hole,
Put it
nothing
in the
wrong
right
with the bow.
place. That's right.
So your coaching is on point. Like I keep telling Jessica, I was like, you really want to learn? Go with John. John will teach you.
Mm-hmm.
But I think right now we're still sort of in that stage of like she just wants to shoot with me to
have some fun. Yeah.
Because she surprisingly isn't competitive with this. I thought she was gonna be,
Yeah.
because I am.
Well,
Like when me and Josh go to the range, we'll try to make it harder on each other.
yeah, but now Josh Weiss has both, so that makes a little difference.
Yeah, though
You
I'm happy that she's getting into it.
Mhm.
Apparently she's gonna be hunting this year, so that's cool. But it'll be interesting to see
But
the progression.
that'll bring her in. You know what I'm saying? That, more girls shooting together,
Yeah.
having fun.
Well, even
Nobody
Tiffany wants a bow.
Yeah, but nobody wants to turn around and go, watch two guys in the yard shoot a bow. We laugh and giggle and do it all day, but
Yeah.
your wife is not going to enjoy that,
Yeah.
But so, if then there's another female there with a bow, then that makes it more enjoyable for them, and you feel like, hey, I'm getting more time to do what I want to do, and we're
Yeah.
doing it all together. So,
Unless
yep.
the other female's super competitive.
Oh
and
well,
the one
it
other
could happen.
female's not.
It could
And then
happen.
it's like,
It could
dang.
happen. Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, we'll
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes. I would love to have Jess get shoot, because right now, if deer season was tomorrow and she want to go kill something,
Mm-hmm.
she's deadly at 30 yards. She could kill something.
For sure.
So it's like I've already gotten her to a point, or really, I shouldn't. It's not even me. She's the one that's
She's put in the work.
listening. Yeah, she's put in the work.
Yeah.
Like she's figuring it out.
Exactly.
Dude, I jumped like a little kid when she shot you saw my target out
Mhm.
front. When she shot the block target and it was
Yep,
in
hit
that
the-
black, and it
hit
hit the
the
black
black.
like, dead center,
Yep,
and
you're
a
like-
little high, but
You're like,
kill would kill.
yeah.
I was like, Oh God, think
Hmm.
how long it took me to do that?
Girls outshoot boys all
I
day
know.
long.
I tell her that all the time. I was like, when we go to
Just
TAC
is.
next year, you're going to outshoot me.
Hmm.
And she's like, no, I won't. I'm like, no, I promise you, you are going to do it. And you're shooting with no peep sight, bows backwards.
Yeah.
Like, that's extremely impressive.
Mhm.
So, um, dude, yeah. So what,
You had a list of questions,
I definitely do not.
and we get
I have no questions
and we
listed.
get on the rail because of what it is. As far as the arrow weight, I think I'm a middle road guy. So, you can't go too stiff these days with bows.
Really?
Mm-mm.
So you're saying, all right, I'm gonna pick your brain here.
Yep.
You're saying if I wanted to shoot a 250 spine,
Yep.
28-inch draw, 70 pounds,
It could happen.
and it's not too stiff,
No,
how?
because we're shooting in Georgia.
Okay, so
So
you're saying for what we're shooting, it's not that.
the bows today, I can tune an arrow on a bow today. The problem where you get an issue is if you're slightly weak or slightly stiff, right?
Mhm.
That's that where it has the weirdest flex on
Okay.
an arrow. If anybody understands how an arrow works and
Yeah.
how spine works, spine.
Oh God, don't start that.
Anyway, um, so how it works, it's based off the flex, and that's the smaller the number,
Yeah.
the less flex it has. But the bows with the tuning systems today and the efficiency that they are, I think we've pretty much jumped two spines on the chart.
Really? So you think if I'm shooting a 300, I would need a
You could
200,
no 250 for sure.
250?
Your spine chart was probably before now that people have understood the spine chart. Somebody would have put you in 400s as it
Oh
is
yeah.
right now.
Pretty job still pays 400.
27, right? 27 inch draw. Oh, you don't 400 be fine.
Yeah.
You're right, but I'll stiffer is always better.
Well,
You
what people
can,
don't take into account too is say you buy 400s. I
mhm.
mean, Jessica's got this same thing.
Yep.
Just because it's 400 at 32 inches, when you cut it down to 22 or
It is
26
it
inches,
it's stiffened up.
it's stiffened up. It
Exactly.
now gone from 400 to like
Could be a 350.
350, 370,
Yep.
whatever. Which actually makes sense because my arrows, they're 300,
Mm-hmm.
30. I think they were 31 inches from the factory, 30 inches, whatever.
Yep.
We cut them down to 26.
Yep.
So that's not a 300 spine anymore.
Nope.
It's probably more like a 280.
Yeah, for sure.
That's crazy.
And then when you add the front off of it, the 50 grains
Yeah.
that you run on the front
That
before the
weakens it.
point, that makes it even. That goes back and it pushes it back. That's
Interesting.
why with I can shoot a 340 in a standard
Yeah.
configuration, but for me to add front weight, I went up to a 300 so that I can get the same, really close to the same speed, same wear weight, put it where I want to. Because I am a four fletch guy. We're not
Oh, I
gonna
am too.
we're not gonna get into that, but and I run a lighted knot because I think it's pretty when I watch it go disappear and yeah. So
How do you feel about those rainbow lighted knocks?
I'm a one color person,
Really?
so yeah,
See, I was.
I don't want all that blinkiness. It
Dude,
just
I
drives
was,
me
but there's
crazy.
something about it now. Maybe it's my ADD
Yeah,
or my tism. I don't know.
you just like it.
Yeah, like I see it, I'm like, ooh, blinky colors.
Yeah.
I wish it
Well,
wasn't rainbow. I wish it was more like orange and yellow or
mm,
something,
right.
But
But
so I want to ask you this.
hmm
You're an archery tech. You
yeah,
work in a shop.
yep.
What is shop life like? Because
Um,
y'all shop, I will say, I've been to, let's see, I've been to Ace, been to Roots.
Nathan's a good guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Roots is great people. I think they still have that archery shop over there at Larry's Four Way.
I don't think they have I don't think they have a technician, right?
Oh, really?
I don't think so. But he does still some archery stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. What is that like? Because I've been in there on busy days,
yeah.
and I
It's
don't know
stressful.
how you do it.
It's
I
stressful.
really don't.
Busy days are stressful,
Yeah.
period. But if you do what you love, you never work,
That's true.
right?
That's true.
So I enjoy my work. Yes, it's stressful, and yes, you can have a customer that can be peculiar,
Yeah.
like that guy Eric. But
I'm very, very picky.
but no, all jokes aside,
Yeah.
I mean, but if you're doing what you enjoy, it overtakes the busyness,
Yeah.
the aggravation, the whatever. Um, the it's picking up and it's fixing to go balls to the walls.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's that time of year. Um, I don't care what archery shop you know, if you need some strings, cables, bow work, something you want to buy, do it now.
dude. I
I don't care
literally,
where you're at in the country, do it now.
yeah,
Even in California, right?
yeah.
They start early. They're the earliest season because they're fixing to start. Their first hunting season is the end of July.
Well, if they continue to go the way that Oregon's going, there won't be any hunting over there. We don't need to get into that. Me and Thomas talked about it last week, but
That will be a heated
oh, dude, it's gonna be
discussion,
good.
and I can see a mass exodus of
Oh yeah, Cam
because
Haines is moving.
well, it's not just Cam. Do you understand that there are several archery companies
Hmm?
based in Oregon?
Yeah, freaking Josh Jones,
You know,
podium archer,
no,
or he's
he's in
Washington.
Washington.
Washington. But I mean, Washington's not probably that far behind.
Bowtech is built in Oregon.
Really?
Yep, Eugene. Spot Hog is built in Oregon.
Oh yeah, they're moving.
You understand
If
what I'm
they
saying?
put if they pass.
So yeah,
But anyway,
yeah,
back to the shop stuff.
but as a shop, if you and I'm just doing this for anybody, if you need bow work, get it done now.
Yeah.
Because like strings and cables, so forth, the list gets bigger and bigger and bigger because all of the East Coast all start within a month of each other.
Yeah.
So if you walk in a month before a season and you think you're going to get your strings back on, put back on, and ready to rock,
Yeah.
you're doing yourself a disservice because even if you did get it back, you haven't shot the bow enough to be ready.
Yeah.
And then second of all, string orders when right now we're 2-3 weeks roughly to get back to your house.
Yeah.
It will be 4-6
Oh, yeah.
weeks easily.
Let me pause you right there.
Mhm.
Hey Joel, if you're listening, get your bow restrung now. Okay. I told you yesterday you need to get it done. Sorry. One of my buddies I asked him if he was coming to the shoot,
Mhm.
and he was like, yeah, I think so. I need to get my bow restrung. I'm like, brother, it's June. What do you mean? Have you shot it? No, I haven't shot it. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing too. And it leads into what we were talking about. But people like you and I only bow hunt, right? Like
Mhm.
you don't carry a gun much anymore.
No.
Okay. I haven't hunted with a gun since 2020.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, 2019.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying that what we're doing is right or anything like that, but archery, while it's mostly mental, it's also muscle memory.
Well, for sure.
And I have had this argument. Thor is one of them. Granted, Thor had an operation, so he's not really
He's a little down and out, you know, but that's a different story. Yeah.
But like my thing is, if you are going to bow hunt,
I
shoot your bow all year.
so you owe it to the animal
Yeah.
to be prepared to take that
Yeah.
animal's life.
And even listen, I shoot my bow all the time.
Mhm.
I still make bad shots.
Oh, we all
Still
have.
making bad shots.
For sure.
And I'm confident that I can hit something at 100.
So that's some of the reason that we try to do things at the shop and other places do the same thing, lead nights, you know, to
Yeah.
get people to come in and shoot their
Cast bow
bows,
shoot,
you know.
shot
Yep.
bow shoot.
That's right. Just all the different stuff to try to get people, hey, this is the time of year, pull it out, make sure all this, you know,
Yeah.
it's all working.
Unless you're shooting a prime, and then you could just honestly leave it because once you guys tune it, they don't move.
Well,
I'm kidding.
but
I mean, it's true. These two bows are tuned,
but you're not tuned.
I mean, I'm tuned now.
But I'm saying, like, as a norm,
Oh,
you
yeah,
just
yeah,
if
yeah.
you open you're not going to shoot groups like this,
Oh, no.
like constantly. You might shoot the first two,
Yeah.
and truthfully, bow hunting, we only shoot
need
the
to
first
do-
one,
yeah.
right? But you know, in the heat of the moment, is that going to happen?
Well, and that's the thing too that goes to, and I actually was talking about this with might have been Thomas last week. I was talking with somebody about like training for bow hunting,
Mhm.
and I have tried. I've ran up and down the driveway. I've done push-ups. I've gotten in the mindset. There goes Mooney barking.
It's
I've done
okay.
the mindset
Yeah.
thing where I'm like, all right, draw back slow. That's your 150-inch deer you've been hunting all year, and then it
Mhm.
doesn't do like you can't replicate it.
No,
But if you shoot enough and you're comfortable,
no.
and
Then
like if you handed me my bow and said, hey, go hit that target at 60.
Yeah.
I haven't shot the bow in a week. I could still do it.
Yeah.
However, if you said go kill a 130-inch deer at 60,
Mhm.
I'm gonna fall apart.
Maybe
I haven't
haven't
mentally
faced that.
Yeah. So
yeah,
it's one of those things where it's like the more you shoot, the more confident you get, the better chances you have when you're
Yeah.
in the stand in that time.
yeah.
comes.
The more you shoot, you know that all of that is fixed because you know that. So, and now all you have to do is focus on what you need to focus on.
Just do your
Yeah.
your process,
Mhm.
right?
That's right.
It's crazy, man. It really bothers me when like my buddies are like, "Oh,
Well-
it's gun season, bows going up." I'm like, dude,
It happens.
really?
No.
I don't know, and it's fine. It's their thing. It's what makes them happy.
Oh, for
right?
sure. We're all hunters. And the problem is we're not making more hunters.
No.
So
God.
let's not fault them for,
Yeah.
you know, putting the gun and going, at least picking up a gun,
Yeah.
or their buddy that doesn't want to bow hunt, he picks up a gun. Does not fault them for that, because as far as bow hunting goes, or as far as hunting in general, we're getting less and less hunters every year.
Yeah, which some people say is a good thing, but if you really look at it,
Is it a good thing?
well, no, I'm saying like if you hunt public.
I understand that, but
Yeah.
is it a good thing?
No, not at all.
Because if we don't, then the funding goes down. The
Mhm.
funding goes down, then there's less public.
Why do you think DNR made us go through the hoops they did this year?
Yeah.
Because
So
of that.
because if there's less people to use the facilities, then they have to go through bigger hoops to cover their cost.
Oh, me and
But
Tony
if you
went through all of it.
if you get more people, if you have a bigger crowd,
Yeah.
then everybody pays a piece of the puzzle.
Yep.
But if there's only four, it's a whole lot more. So yes, so I don't think it's a good thing, because I mean, it's happening in Oregon.
Yeah.
We don't need it anymore. Yeah.
You will when you hit 30 deer in a week, driving to
Yeah,
work.
it is.
If no one over there is working,
Yeah,
then maybe you won't have that problem.
Mhm.
But then when you have dead deer on the side of the road because there's no food or there's disease or whatever, which the disease I'm thinking of is not CWD, but
no,
it's just crazy,
that's
man.
that's a whole nother. That could be
it's a hoax.
It's
a hoax. I'm just gonna call it like it is. And
yeah.
I don't buy. I would eat a CWD deer. If someone said, "Hey, this deer's got CWD, give me the back straps. Let's go." Like I'm personally not worried about it. But yeah, it's just it's hard. Like I let like Andy or Josh or Thor, whoever, I let them come to me and say, "You're gonna go take the 308 out?" I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm a real man. If you want to take the easy route, go for it." I'm just kidding.
Well,
I do joke with them like that.
Yeah,
I
but
don't feel that way.
that's friends, and we joke all the time. I mean, and we joke brands, right? Because I shoot a different brand than you,
Yeah.
and we joke about it all the time.
See, the thing is though about the brands,
Mhm.
like I used to be the type of I used to be bear only. I mean, you remember that.
Yeah.
I was literally like, John, where are the bears at?
Mhm.
You know?
Well, they're there now.
They are now.
Mhm.
You're welcome. I'm just kidding. No, but once I started shooting a different bow and like actually shot all the bows,
Yeah.
I realized that there isn't a bad bow out there.
No.
If you really break it down,
Mhm.
even the cheapest bear
It's
is still better.
It's
than
still
was
better
5 years ago.
what I started with,
Yeah.
for sure.
So it's the brand thing is really kind of funny to me because
Well, I mean, Ford versus Chevy, we both get in the same place, but
Yeah.
you know,
and you drive a Dodge.
yeah, I drive a Dodge, so I'm not even in
Not
that
even
same
in
hunt. That's
conversation.
right.
No, it's I just so let me ask you this, and we can sort of start to wrap it up with this, but
Yep.
what do you think we're ever going to get away from the pissing contest that's
No.
hunting and archery?
No.
Even
The problem that we have run into is that we don't have the camaraderie of hunting camp like we used to.
That's true. I've never been to hunting camp.
Exactly. So hunting camp was a mystical place. Do you understand? It was you look forward to it every year.
Yeah.
To be able to
take
go
work off, take school off.
Well, yeah. So like, for us, it was, Thanksgiving break.
Yeah.
Because that was actually the first doe days.
Really?
Was Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. So we waited for Thanksgiving break,
Yeah.
and so that we could go shoot does and go to camp and spend that.
So you went to camp to shoot does?
Yeah.
Wow. Or obviously an odd buck if it showed
Oh,
up.
for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Golden
but it was
Whistle.
to fill your freezer.
Yeah.
And because you could sit in the stand and watch does and watch does and watch does, but you couldn't shoot. So at that point, yeah. So there was no shooting those does.
Yeah.
And so we had our first, that first doe days, and then
what is it, 2-3 months?
Yeah. And so we would wait and wait and wait, and then, of course, here's the funny part: is it's about the time that the rut is in full blown. November, mid-November. I mean, and so now,
depending where you are, but yeah.
yes, but so now you're in a crossroads.
Yeah.
Do I shoot that?
Shoot the first doe that's running in
Yeah.
at 150,
and then something behind it, or do you not? So I mean, we don't have that problem anymore with the way
bags and brags and
yeah. But in the state of Georgia, I mean, you get 12. I mean, I don't know.
I've gotten this.
Yeah, but you're the not the norm. The norm is 1.
That's true. Well,
Still,
I mean,
today.
my best season was 5.
I know, but the norm is not that we could have the opportunity, but that we don't we just shoot.
Yeah.
And it's always better to brag about the buck that we shot
Yeah.
than it is the doe that we shot.
Whether it's a spike.
And well, the point that the internet has come to make everybody, we want to watch the big ones. We want to see that 150, 170s. You want to see that. And so the internet itself has made it where it's shameful if we shoot a 120, right? Um, and so I see posts every day during hunting season that says, well, he wasn't as big, apologetic before they even post a picture. He wasn't as big as I thought he was, but
I mean, dude, even that spike right there.
yeah, 100%.
First deer I killed or first buck I killed in 3 years after Pickles.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
The only reason I shot him is because it's been 3 years.
Mhm.
So when I posted it, granted, I didn't say, well, I know he's not a giant, but I did say something along the lines of having killed a buck in 3 years, and the good Lord sent me this one.
That's
and I
right.
wasn't being stingy like I've been.
Yep.
And what was crazy is I did not get a single negative comment, which I fully expected.
Oh, for sure.
I just shoot a spike.
Well,
like,
well,
why do you care?
all of our customers, we asked them to send us their, kills.
Yeah.
And we post them on our Facebook, and there were some of them that would say stupid things like, "He still got milk on his." I was like, "Dude, that's his first deer ever. You have to." It irks me more than anything. I'm like, so if you, Uncle Ted says it best: if you want to shoot a spike, shoot a spike.
Yeah. Shoot a spike this year.
If you want to shoot the animal, shoot the animal.
Yeah.
But here's the problem: don't be apologetic on it from when you post it.
Yeah.
Stand behind it 100%. And that's my
and that's the issue, man. Like, and I love what Seek One has done. Like, we're buddies with those guys, and
Yep.
we know Jay and
yeah
people from Real Tree and stuff. Like, we know people that kill big deer.
yeah
right?
for sure.
But what I don't like is the fact that just because you see Lee Ellis kill 5 200s in 5 years
Mhm.
consecutively, not your weekend warrior is not going to be that guy.
No,
but everybody wants to be.
well, for
I
sure.
get it. I mean, killing big bucks is great. My
But-
goal is to kill a deer bigger than that.
Mhm.
But
Well,
that doesn't mean
here's the deal: we watch football, and we all want to be
Tom Brady.
Yeah. Peyton Manning, whoever, right? But you're never gonna be.
Yeah.
So you don't like post pictures of you throwing the ball in the yard and apologize for it.
The difference is that, and I had a conversation with Cody, I think, someone recently, where you could get lucky.
Oh,
You
100%.
know what I'm- So I think that's why people are like, oh, I want to do this, or why people maybe give other people crap. But I've always said, if you're not paying me to go hunt there, shut up. Why do you care?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like it.
But we shouldn't shun folks.
Well, no, of course not.
But it happens. Yeah, but it does. It's like, oh, he's, that one still has milk on it, whatever. I'm like, dude, you don't know the story behind this guy,
Yeah.
right? He picked up a bow 4 months ago, and this was his first animal. He come in is so excited, and then all you're gonna do is kick him in the, and just, I'm like, so I was started deleting those negative posts. Just because he didn't need to see it.
Yeah.
Because it's not growth,
Well, it's like we need to, especially with what's happening in Oregon, what happened in Michigan with all the
regulation changes.
I to ask you about just before we wrap it up, because I am curious your thoughts on what I think we need to do in Georgia. But yeah, I mean, when you see stuff like the Oregon situation, why do you think they got to that point? Take all the politics out of it. Why do you think they feel that they can get away with that? Because hunters typically bring each other down. And
exactly.
When you do that,
yeah.
you don't have the support that you would need.
No.
And then they see an opening, and PETA or whoever is like, oh, they're infighting. Well, let's go make it worse. And then it gets out of hand.
For sure.
All right, last thing before we wrap it up. What's your thoughts on the proposition that I said a couple weeks ago when I did the Michigan podcast with James?
All right, so remind me so that I make sure
I'm about to tell you.
Yep.
I think that if Georgians want bigger deer, we need to go to a $1 state with an earn a buck, or we can keep the $2. Let's just keep the $2. But you start with $1 tag, you get however many doe tags, maybe 12 or 10, like we had.
It's 10.
Yeah. But then, in order to get your second buck, you need to kill at least 1 or 2 does before you get the second buck. I think that would benefit the deer herd.
I personally think that we should earn a buck, shoot a doe, earn a buck tag.
So
I
not
think
be given a buck tag.
I think you get your 10 doe tags.
Okay.
And when you shoot your first doe,
Then you get a buck.
then you get a buck.
Okay.
If you shoot 2 more does, then you get your second buck. Now, it can change after the herd gets controlled.
Yeah.
Rules can be changed, right? I started hunting with 3 tags, and now I'm at 12. We got 3 tags.
What was it?
1 buck, 2 does. And we had doe days didn't start till, like I said, November.
Yeah.
So we had November and Christmas. Those, a week here and a week here to shoot does.
Yeah.
So essentially, there was a lot of times I had tag sandwich,
Yeah.
And no restriction on the buck. So I have lots of small deer, and not that that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
But if we still just allow somebody to shoot, and I feel that the problem is that there's a lot more deer shot that are not told about.
Oh yeah.
In the state. But I do believe that everybody should shoot a doe.
Yeah.
I think everybody needs to shoot a doe. You need to shoot a doe. First off, you get the 110 inches changes your blood pressure.
Oh yeah.
But I'm saying, but the floppy eared doe doesn't as much.
For most people.
Yeah.
See, I'm worse with those. Personally speaking,
mm-hmm.
I'm much more cool, calm. Like when I shot him,
yeah,
I was kind of excited. I was worked up, whatever, in the moment. But that all came after I found him.
Yeah.
When I shot my first doe, dude, I almost fell out of the sand. And I don't know why. I think because growing up, I always just thought, oh, when you shoot deer, you shoot a buck.
Yeah.
Right. And like, there's something still in me today that when I see a doe and I'm thinking I'm going to shoot her, I almost have this feeling like, man, don't do that. What are you going to do that for? Obviously, I don't listen to that. But it's like, I had this, I said it to somebody, when you kill a mature doe, that's harder to do than a mature buck.
Oh, for sure.
Because that mature doe knows everything that's going on.
She's smart.
Yeah, and maybe it's harder to find the mature buck, but actually killing it when you have the 2 in front of you, I have almost more respect for the mature doe than the mature buck.
For sure.
Because that doe is locked in.
But I believe that we just need to earn a buck tag.
I agree.
That's my opinion, and it's been that way for the last couple of years. And it's not that we don't have enough hunters, or if it's not, which we don't, and we don't have enough. But it's if that was the rule, then when you posted your first doe picture, you're not going to go, well, I sat around, watched them, and you're not going to make an excuse for shooting it.
Well, I saw the 150 I'm after, but the stupid doe rule.
Well, that'll happen.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
But then guess what? That 150 will come in.
Yeah.
Hopefully. You never know.
But at the same time, I mean, that's an outlier. But I mean, I've watched tons of deer, and watched tons of does walk by waiting on the 120, the 130. I'm not going to say 150. I mean, yes, everybody wants a 150, 170. Yes. Yeah, it's just the number, right? Yeah. But, I'm a 125 guy. And the reason being is because that's Pope and Young.
I'll take 105.
I know.
102.
But you understand what I'm saying. Like the Pope and Young, if you get your name in a book, not saying that you have to pay for it, but just $150. But to say that you shot a Pope and Young, that's something. I remember my first Pope and Young. It was like, oh my God, I did it. Let's go measure it. Let's make sure. And then I did it again. And so Popes 6. So, but I have a whole truckload that are under that.
But see, that's kind of the point of the earn a buck thing too. Is like you get the experience.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I can tell you right now, if a buck like that walked out,
he's dead.
Maybe. I've never had a buck like that within range where I could shoot it. I've seen one like twice that size. Well, I'm not gonna say twice that size, but 30 inches bigger than that. And I know now. I used to be like, oh, why didn't I kill it? Now I know. God was like, hey, one day,
Yep.
showing me what will happen at some point. But right
So,
now,
so my first deer, that I mounted, I only have one mounted. Everything else is either skull mount or plates,
yeah.
Um, he's a, a 10. I shot him. This was, no, so he's a 10, but he's a typical 8 and he has split brow tines and they lean straight back. And so, but he was the first 125 and I shot him with a 30-30, but
I mean, it's
but
still,
that was,
yeah, it's still the same
same
yeah,
size. So,
but
but at that time it was my first, you know,
big.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember, my father, like I shot one and he's like, I was like, we're going to get him mounted. He's like, let's just wait for one a little bigger. And then, I'm going to get him mounted. Let's just wait for one a little bigger. And finally, the 125 is a pretty mount.
Yeah.
It's got his feet up, got it. I got my, single barrel 20 gauge hanging on it,
You got a full body now.
No, it's got the hoose up
Oh,
for a gun rack. And so, he's, he is 3 times thicker than that bow there, because he only has a 12 3/4 inch spread,
good.
but his base is,
Monster bastard.
yes. So he had no teeth in his head.
Oh, so you,
Old. The hind quarter cut out was almost 54 pounds.
good Lord.
Big. It was this
Boy,
this thing was huge.
man.
Yes, he was huge. His main beams come out that wide, to the point on that last point, but he's got split brow tines.
Yeah.
They lean straight back, so it's
He
pretty
kind of
cool.
sounds like
I'll send you.
having triple.
Yes,
Right.
yeah. So but it's just they're leaning straight back.
Yeah.
So you really, if it looks like an 8, I mean, all day long, you'd have to see him from the side. So I got him on a semi sneak, so you can see the.
That's so
But
sick.
yeah,
Dude, that's awesome.
that was the first deer that I mounted.
So what would it take for you to mount him?
Um,
Roughly.
money, your money, you gonna pay for him? You can put him on the
I
shelf.
know a guy that does it for a pretty decent price.
Yeah, but that's not being on the wall for me. It's not the experience is what I like.
Yeah.
I have the thrill, the whole thing. I can tell you that story from top to bottom to whatever. My uncle has 5 or 6 134s, 140s. Um,
You guys on that.
this was Baldwin County.
Really?
But long, but count 64 deer sitting in the deer stand. It's a
Awesome.
honey hole for sure. But I don't hunt there now, Um, but, but the experience, like I said, the camp, the camaraderie of a group standing around a campfire talking about which stand are you going to go hunt in. We don't get that today.
Yeah, I mean the closest I've had to that would be hunting public. Like when me and Josh go. I
Yeah,
don't know where he's going till we get there.
yeah,
And then he's like, oh, I'm going over here. It's like, all right, cool. I'm going over here. Call me
yeah.
if you need me or something. Um,
But it's not. It's just you two, right?
I mean,
What if it was 5 more?
yeah, I mean, we've had, I know me, him, and my buddy Pocket win one time.
Mhm.
I took my buddy Joel, actually, who I yelled at earlier, to public last year. Abysmal season.
Let me
Last
tell
year
you.
was
Let me tell you what's a pretty cool place to go. And maybe we'll talk about this more, whatever, but maybe this be something that the Southeastern Bowhunters would do,
yeah,
is the Piedmont.
wildlife refuge.
Hmm
I've heard of that.
it's a $12.50 draw. And they draw 250 people on it.
That's
So between there and Macon, like,
oh, okay. So it's not terrible.
Gray, where Juliet,
You basically go from
Monticello,
Macon.
yep,
Yeah.
from Monticello to,
Okay.
yep. So and Gray in that area.
I mean, I would do that. I want this year. I'm putting in again, and I'm actually going to go if I get drawn. That Water Authority hunt,
Yep.
Newton County.
Well, Newton Counties, that's a
Yeah.
cool hunt. But like I said, it in bow hunting. So if you go early in bow season, the campground's open, hot water wash house.
Really can have a deer camp up there.
Yep.
Go for like 2 or 3 days.
Take your set up your tent, 5 or 6 guys, take a week.
Yeah.
And I forgot how many acres it is, 20, 38, 40,000 acres is all yours, really.
They got good genetics over there.
Yeah. I know that I had to have hunted in the last couple of years there, but I know every year that I hunted there was a 140-ish
Yeah.
killed.
That's kind of the I don't want to say benchmark, but like when we talk and keep sequel out of this,
Yeah,
right? Because Atlanta deer are
that's
totally different.
that's
But it's
so are Atlanta people, but we're just gonna
well,
leave that alone.
we do not get political on this podcast.
It's not political. This is just people, right?
Yeah, it's I've been yelled at by a homeless lady one or two times. But yeah, no, I mean like a 140, I feel like is kind of the I don't want to say the benchmark. It's kind of like the Georgia goal. If you kill a 140 in Georgia,
Well, for the longest time, it was 125.
well, yeah.
I mean, for
But
sure.
now we've actually gotten deer that are bigger. I mean, I probably one of the bucks I was hunting last year,
Mhm.
I want to say it was Deadeye.
Yeah.
He was probably in the 30s.
Yep.
He's alive now. If I showed you the picture of what he looks like right now, I wouldn't be shocked if he scratches high 130s,
Yep.
140s.
For sure.
Um,
The difference between the 25s, 30s, and the 40s, 50s is truly food. No doubt.
it's true.
It's food.
When we go to South Georgia, how many giant deer do they have?
Lots.
You know, I mean, what was that? I think the state record is like 248 or something, which is insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I don't know. I want to get you back on later.
We can talk about different stuff.
I-
See, the
there's
problem
so
is,
many
is
other
we
things.
we have so many things we could talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, we can go for a long time on talking about different things. But you always give all your shout outs. I'm gonna give mine out. Right.
I was actually
So
going to give you a shameless plug.
so shameless plug, Georgia Archery. Spelled out Georgia Archery is a podcast slash webpage. So
You have a webpage?
oh, I've had it forever. That was actually where it started. The webpage was so that you could figure out where the next tournament was. All right. And we also post pictures of this, that, and other. And Ace Archery, Social Circle, hardware, Ace Hardware and Social Circle in the archery department.
Okay, bow shop in the southeast.
I've been there for over 10 years, well, 10 years, 10 years, 9 months, matter of fact. Um, it's funny.
Most of it.
No, well, and we do a great job, guys. Carry almost every brand there is now.
Yeah.
And we start from one end to the other unless you shoot them all. Personally sponsors, I shoot Easton, I shoot Hoyt, I shoot, I shoot Easton, I shoot Hoyt. That's not why I shoot Easton. It is an American-made arrow. It's the only American-made arrow. Say that again so everybody can hear. The only American-made arrow.
Look, we could argue back and forth about Easton and Victory. It doesn't matter.
It's
Arrows are
fine.
arrows.
Arrows are arrows. I'll make all like we said, all bows are great.
Yeah.
All top end arrow companies are great. Yeah.
They're good.
But I shoot Hoyt Easton. I shoot B3 archery. So B
Start using the UV stuff.
so I shoot B3 sights, B3 releases. I do have a UV scope on my hunting bow right now. And I use the UV stabilizers. So they don't make stabilizers anymore, except they're hunting ones.
See, that's why you need to run catalyst archery.
I knew you was gonna throw yours
Yeah.
in there.
Well, I wanted to talk
Yep.
to you. We could talk about this after.
Yep.
But I do want to talk to you about some of the people getting in
Yeah.
to the shop.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're like my guy with that. So we'll talk about that after. But
Yep.
keep going with the shameless plug.
Well, that's it. And like I said, they get out, shoot a bow, right? And teach someone else to shoot a bow. That's the biggest thing. The only way this is going to grow. And don't shun the crossbow guy, and don't shun the first time shooter or that.
Yeah.
Don't.
Well, I mean, we're having crossbow. One of my church members is coming with a few other church members to the shoot. He shoots a crossbow.
So
and he asked me, he's like, "Can I bring it?" I'm like, "Dude, bring whatever you
Yep.
want. Bring it out loud."
we're for sure. We're all archers, right? And we're all in this sport together. There we joke and laugh, right? But on the other side of that, I'm not the guy to go, you know, you're just because you can doesn't mean, hey, they make spandex in my size. I'm not gonna wear it, okay?
I will buy you some.
Nope, not gonna wear
Are you
it.
sure?
But just because they make it fit you doesn't mean you can. So at the same time, just because you can draw a bow back and shoot it doesn't mean that it's honestly, there's some people out there that I feel better with them shooting a crossbow.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to put the dedication and time to learn to shoot a vertical bow. And so, hey, they're
Well,
out.
you can't.
Well, you get physically they can't, but at the same time, there's some people that just want to put the dedication and time to it. So, I mean, I think they're better off, but they're still in the woods, killing deer,
Doing
getting
it
into the
for-
experiences, the whole 9 yards. So
Yeah, all I can think about right now is that image of
that's me and my spandex.
yeah. I don't know why I need to get that out of my head. Awesome, man. Well, thank you for coming on.
Not a problem.
This is a lot of fun. I love doing the in-person ones, man. They're so much better. Hopefully the audio is better this time than it was last
Yep.
time. I'll play with it tonight. But everybody, it's another episode of Southeastern Bowhunter Podcast. And remember, Christ is King. So go read your Bible and go shoot your bow.